Alright, so there's a lot of things working against me today as I'm trying to record this. There's construction going on outside because like 3 buildings down, they're building a brand new like luxury apartment complex near me. I can hear sirens out there, so if the audio sounds bad, sorry about it in advance. And then also, it keeps going from like super sunny outside to like super cloudy, so the light might change often throughout this video, just as a heads up. But besides all that, welcome back to my channel. Glad you're here for another Teddy Talk video. If you haven't watched one of these videos before, this is just me talking to the camera and just kind of giving you all more of a glimpse into who I am as a person and overall, and not just like an Animal Crossing YouTuber / content creator. And most of the topics that get brought up and mentioned here are brought up in streams as well, but I understand not everyone can come to streams, so that's why I'm making these videos here. To be honest with you, these are actually probably my favorite videos to record. They're just really fun. It's just like I get to chat about the things that I really enjoy, and that's outside of just Animal Crossing, which is definitely something I really enjoy too. And I don't want to talk about like numbers too much or anything like that, but these are actually probably the least viewed videos on my channel. So if you do like these kind of videos, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so I know to keep doing more of these, and also give me some topics of what you want to hear me talk about more in detail. Today's video is actually just going to be a little bit of a Q&A. I opened up a Q&A on my Instagram account recently, just asking for anyone to just submit some questions and I would answer some stuff, random or Animal Crossing or Super Smash Brothers or just about life. So I have a good amount of questions here, and in no particular order, I'm gonna start getting through them. Oh, also, I hope you enjoyed that little clip to begin. I've never really done like an unboxing video before, but those are actually probably some of my favorite videos to watch on YouTube. I've talked about on here how much I love sneakers too, and this pair came in. I really love this pair. It's the Jordan 4 Off Noir Union collab. Got these on the sneakers app recently, got really lucky, and I'm not sure if I'm actually gonna keep these or actually resell these. I've talked about in a previous one of these videos that I've done sneaker and clothing reselling before, and I'm torn. I'm really torn if I'm keeping these or not. These are actually like a size smaller than my size, so I wear 15 if you don't know, and the highest size that these came in were a 14, unfortunately. I'm curious, like, do I want to squeeze my foot into these because I actually do really love them, or do I want to make a profit on them because they're selling for, I think, 600 or 700 on StockX right now, last time I checked. Man, am I in love with these. And I know some people in here aren't into sneakers and don't know too much, but this is a collab between Jordan, obviously, that's what these shoes are, and then a brand called Union, which is based out of LA. I also just really love the little details here, not just in the shoe, but the box. The box art is just insane. I'm gonna grab the lid real quick. Like, just this lid is so fire. I don't know, it's little details like this. I talk about this on streams, I talk about this in videos. It's all about details, and this really delivered for me. Just all the way down to the packaging matters. All this stuff matters to me. So moving on, let's just go ahead and get into questions. I'm just gonna do these kind of in a very random order. So I think this question actually is a really great question to start out on. This comes from I Love ACNH123 on Instagram. They asked, how long do you see yourself doing YouTube for? Great question, because the answer is I don't really know. I really can't imagine like quitting anytime soon. I've had a ton of fun just doing YouTube videos and streams. It's just been a really good time for me. It's been a creative outlet for me, especially in quarantine. It's just really felt like this really fun thing that I can do to connect with people and also just flex some creative muscles. And I know Animal Crossing isn't gonna like live forever, but I do see myself playing the game for a long time based on how much I really want to do on the game. And I know other people get burnt out of it or whatever, but I'm having a lot of fun with this game still. I still find tons of inspiration, and so I don't really see myself slowing down anytime soon or stopping anytime soon, I guess. I'm hoping to maybe be able to move my channel towards more lifestyle content. As you know, I'm into shoes, sneakers, figurines, a ton of stuff, gaming too. And I think a more overarching channel like this video is just step one of like starting that. So next up, still related to like YouTube and streaming kind of, I have a couple questions here from Vanessa Darlings. The first question is platform you personally prefer to stream on and why? I'm actually really having a lot of fun on Twitch. So my viewership on Twitch is definitely a little bit lower comparatively to my average viewers on YouTube, but Twitch has actually been such an amazing platform for me on the back end as a creator. It's just like the analytics, how you set up streams, even just how much Twitch is actually set up to benefit the streamer is just a million times better than how YouTube is. And so that's why I'm preferring Twitch and starting to migrate streams over to Twitch. Okay, this one might seem random, but this is actually from my friend Adam. He asks, does Roy have any OOS options besides up B, which means out of shield options? This is a Smash Brothers question. Adam, you must have never gotten back aired out of shield from me. Next question, VJ Thompson asks, what is something that is really small but you view it as ginormous? That's actually a really interesting question. I don't know if I'm interpreting the question correctly, but my answer to this would be being on time. I really view it as disrespectful to be late to things, or like to know you're gonna be late to something and not give at least the person a heads up. Timeliness is so important to me. Like, we've all heard that saying, time is money. And so when it comes to things like lack of communication mixed with like being late and also being nonchalant about it, I don't know, maybe that's more of just a pet peeve, but it does really get under my skin because it takes seconds to just shoot a text and be like, hey, I'm gonna be a little bit late. To me, it just boils down to respecting the other person and their time. Actually, one of my favorite stand-up comedians, his name is Mike Birbiglia. He's super niche, but he has a stand-up on Netflix where he talks about he's an on-time person, his wife is a late person, and the secret thing that you late people don't know about us on-time people is that we hate you. No, I'm joking. No, I don't really hate late people. I don't think Mike Birbiglia does either. Go watch the stand-up if you want some context because it's hilarious. All right, next question from Braden Peterson, acronym Prestos. If you're not familiar with the acronym Prestos, these are a shoe that came out some years ago. Acronym Prestos, first impressions, I thought they were a little bit ahead of their time when they first released. I feel like they were right before like the big techie streetwear boom. And so in that regard, I feel like they were a little bit ahead of their time. I think last year though, I went to a Nike outlet and I saw some acronym Prestos there, like the all black colorway. And I was like, what? These are here? And they have like no resale value anymore, so I didn't pick them up. They weren't in my size either. Cool shoe. I don't rock too many like high tops or mid tops like that. I really like low top shoes, so not necessarily for me. Cool shoe though. All right, from Gmay, one of the homies and a channel member, Gmay asks, where does AC and the AC community go from here? Evolution of the game and culture. I think this is hard to answer. It really depends on what the developers give us, and are they gonna actually like listen to what we want? Are they gonna put Harvest Fence in the game? Are they gonna give us the resident service benches? Are they gonna give us the quality of life updates that we need for this to be a game that continually lives on? Are they gonna give us the Pocket Camp items? Are they gonna give us a Tory Gate like they do in Pocket Camp? Like the Pocket Camp items, whenever I see like a screenshot, I'm just like, why isn't this in New Horizons? It would look so good on my island. And I want the developers to cater to anything other than just like cottagecore or kidcore. I just really feel like the items that have been added into the game since launch really cater to those styles. And that's not necessarily for me. I'm not hating on it. Like if that's your thing, that's your thing. Like it's just not mine. It's not what I'm interested in building on the game. And so it's becoming gradually harder and harder to like reinvent the wheel with the same items that we started with. It feels like so many ideas have already been done and it's hard to like reinvent. So please, Nintendo, if you're listening, give us more items that are gonna fit like an urban style Japanese inspired island a little bit more, please. That would help out a ton. Gmail asked another question, what's your top 5 to 10 anime? I would say in no particular order. I guess it technically doesn't count because it's Chinese, and so I think there's a different name for the category of anime that's made in China, but it's called The King's Avatar. Love that. Attack on Titan would be in top 5. I feel like I have to put Naruto Shippuden just because of the nostalgia factor. I'm gonna say Fate Zero for sure. Some of the other Fate series, not nearly as good. Fate Zero, still a hit. I have to put a Gundam series in there. It's either Gundam 00, the first season only. Season 2, not it for me. Or it's Iron-Blooded Orphans. Both of them incredible to me. All right, next question is from Kumo Crossing. This is Sophie, who has popped into stream chats and stuff before, so you might be familiar. Also one of the heavy hitters on Instagram. Kumo Crossing asks, RMTs with the eyes emojis. If you're not familiar with RMTs, I believe that stands for real money trades or real money transactions. This is in reference to like Animal Crossing shops and people spending real money to get things like Nook Miles tickets, like bells, or even right now it's about like wide angle photos. People are like selling that. So it's all stuff that are like from modded Switches, and these people who have modded Switches, you know, they sell in-game items and sets and stuff like that. And I have a lot of thoughts about this. I'm not 100% sure where I land. Basically, early game, I used to feel like whatever, like, oh, I'm so used to microtransactions in games anyway, which is a horrible thing. That's because we live in a capitalist society that I feel like, oh yeah, that's just a thing we do in video games now. And since there wasn't a way to just buy in-game items or currency like Nook Miles tickets to be able to do villager hunts and stuff, I was like, whatever. I personally have spent like $5 on Nook Miles tickets before. And you know, I have some bootleg amiibos for sure, which I feel like fall into a similar category. But then after doing some research and finding out more about the mod community, I did find out like how easy it is to mod. And what does become hard is that this is open source software for modding. Of course, you need the hardware to be able to do it. You have to have like a certain Switch to be able to do it. And not everyone's gonna have that ability. And also not everyone wants to go through the hassle of modding their Switch. And so I feel like some people, especially maybe if they're older, have jobs or whatever, are just like, hey, I got a couple bucks to spare. Like, let me just go buy this thing real quick. I'm not judging where people want to spend their money. What definitely does become conflicting though is that these people who have the shops, it doesn't really take them long to like set this up. And so when I see inflated rates, because you are taking advantage of someone else's work, of someone else who made it so that way you're able to get these certain items pretty much like at a blink of an eye. And I know some of these marts, they're like, but you're gonna get it like fast, like you don't have to do the hassle, blah, 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 like all those things I mentioned, right? But what I'm still trying to like process around it is like, it's so easy to do it. And so I guess just my stance on RMTs is that it's just really cloudy for me. I'm not spending money on items anymore. I'm not about to sit here and judge you if you want to or want to buy Nook Miles tickets or bells or whatever. But these shops, I gotta say, you gotta chill with your prices somewhat. I guess I'm just worried about the kids on this game and them potentially getting scammed. When it comes to real money transactions, just be real smart about it, to be honest. And what do y'all think about real money trades? Let me know in the comments below. All right, Putrick on Instagram asks your thoughts on ACNH islands that focus more on aesthetics but ignore accessibilities. My thing with islands that are like this, like I've been to some islands like this where it's not really accessible, but it's made for like photos or whatever. And it's like, I'm not about to sit here and judge how someone else like does their island. Like they do it the way they want to do it. That's the beauty of the game. To me, it's just like build how you want to build. But I do run into a lot of islands like this where it's just hard to navigate. And I'll say, especially when I do like DA tour videos or DA tour streams even, or even how I want to set up my island, I want it to feel like very accessible, very much like you know how to get from one side to the other. To me, that's just like a very underrated trait when it comes to building out your island, and something that I feel like maybe some people should just take into consideration more. But it's your game, play it how you want to, build your island how you want to. So Alex, I'm pretty sure this is Pandame, right? Asked, what's your passion on shoes? How did you start liking them? And really the easy answer is just that I just started looking at magazines and forums when I was like in middle school and high school, and also like always being into like hip hop and rap music and stuff. It's just like I always was just into shoes because of that. And also I remember being in high school and middle school and it's like I didn't have a job, like I was just going to school and playing basketball and stuff. Like I couldn't afford to have some of these shoes. And when you play basketball and you're looking up to like Kobe and LeBron and Jordan and you see like what they're wearing, you want to imitate that to a certain degree. You want to have that look. So that's where it all started for me, was just like really being into that culture of hip hop and basketball. And so now that I do have a real job, it makes me want to buy the stuff that I couldn't have when I was younger, you know? And I've maybe mentioned this before a little bit, but shoes like have like significant stories attached to them. And I know some people don't care about sports here or whatever, but there are certain like achievements and moments that are wrapped up in like a certain style of shoes. Some people may think shoes are just shoes, but there is storytelling and concept behind shoes, and that's why I like love it so much to this day. All right, this one comes from our friend Mika here. It says, if you had one superpower, what would it be? And it would be teleportation, no doubt about it. I just want to go from point A to point B like that. No driving, that would be amazing. And last question comes from Space Ninja 3000. They asked, if I got $2 million right now, what would I be doing? Well, one, I'd be giving a lot of it back into communities and trying to make sure money goes to organizations that are involved in helping end racism, helping end injustices in our world. I would make sure to pay off my crippling student debt right away, make sure my parents are taken care of, and not gonna lie, I'd probably buy myself a flat in Paris or something. So that about wraps it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed this little FAQ. I'm gonna do another one of these probably in some time. I'll open up my DMs for questions again if you wanna submit a question, and I'll make a video out of it. I hope you enjoyed all the content that came out of these last 2 weeks, and hopefully you were able to make it to a stream or something too. More content's on the way though. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification if you wanna see more of this and know when I'm going live, doing streams, etc. And huge shout out to my channel members. It's because of you all that I was able to do all the content that I was able to do over the last 2 weeks, take some time off work to really focus on the channel and be able to create all this great stuff with y'all. If you want to become a channel member, hit that join button. It's as easy as that. So thanks again, y'all, and I'll see you in the next one.